aren't in position, the buffalo counterattacks. Facing his huge horns, the lioness backs down. This buffalo lives to be hunted another day. To the far north, another apex predator is ravenous. It's early spring in the Arctic, and some polar bears haven't had a meal in months. Spring ice is perfect for hungry polar bears. This is when the bears enter a new cycle of hunting for the coming year. They use the pack ice as a platform to hunt seals. During a normal year, the bears find several types of Arctic seals. Ringed seals are their first choice. They're the most abundant. The best chance for escape is to get off the ice. Bearded seals provide more fat, but are more difficult to capture. They live in the cold Arctic Sea and only use pack ice for brief periods. Most seals are clever and fast and can escape 98% of the time. They use their whiskers to stay on high alert. The bristles can detect vibrations around them. But polar bears have a few tricks of their own. They have an exceptional sense of smell to locate prey. They can smell a seal on the ice miles away. After closing the distance, they smash through the pack ice. When the bears find their target, it's over in a heartbeat. Sometimes the way to top the ice can be daunting, but bears are patient. When an unsuspecting seal surfaces at a breathing hole, they meet a swift bite to the head. But this year, something is different. Arctic seals need thick floating pack ice to build dens and to support their weight when they rest. Warming global temperatures have prevented pack ice from forming. No ice, no seals. Leaving this polar bear, who needs to eat more than 30 pounds of fat each week, famished. Without food, she will become just another victim of the merciless Arctic. Almost 8,000 miles away, in slightly warmer waters at the southern tip of Africa, seals are abundant. But below the surface, a gigantic eating machine waits for her opportunity. Reaching out of the Atlantic is the granite slab of Seal Island. Up to 65,000 Cape fur seals crowd the shore. Not far away, and nestled in the curve of False Bay, is Boulder's Beach. Seals use the 3-mile expanse between the two sanctuaries to find food. This stretch is called the Gauntlet, because this is where the great white sharks hunt. When a group plans to leave the safer water near their colony's rocks, they first take turns keeping watch, scanning the sea for any great whites. Every feeding ground has its dangers, and False Bay is no exception. Now the stage is set. It's just a matter of time until seal meets shark. More than 10,000 miles away, Alaska's top predator surveys a very different coast. Adult Alaskan brown bears are massive beasts, capable of carnage. Bears in Katmai, Alaska grow larger than those inland because the salmon they eat are rich with fat and protein. By feeding on the brains, eggs, and skin of the fish, Katmai's bears grow to maximum size. But it's early spring, and the salmon have not arrived yet. Older bears like this one are stiff and weak. He eats sedge to suppress his enormous appetite. Vegetation makes up close to 80% of his diet, and gorging on sedge is this bear's first step to regaining strength lost during the winter. Subtle changes reveal his advanced age. His weight gain is behind schedule. His digestive system has slowed. And there is stiffness in his rolling gait. His apparent weakness attracts the attention of a younger male. It's not this bear's first encounter with brazen youngsters. At his age, he's been challenged before. But each battle chips away at his power. And in Alaska, there's no mercy for the weak. It's not easy being the top carnivore in Alaska. Brown bears rarely battle each other. All of them are equipped with formidable weaponry. Adult males sport 4-inch non-retractable claws that can slash with precision. They have 3-inch canine teeth that grasp and tear flesh. They are among the most powerful creatures on Earth. Now, when a young challenger meets an elder, he adopts a stiff-legged strut. It's a display of size intended to intimidate the older bear. But the seasoned warrior is not impressed. He warns the younger bear to back down. Experience trumps youth today. But tomorrow may bring another challenger, and his age may hurt him rather than help. In Tanzania, Lions also have to earn their top spot in the food chain, and they face fierce competition. Hyenas and lions are ancient enemies. They hunt the same prey and live on the same land. Lions easily outweigh their tenacious foes. But while they are smaller, there are 380 hyenas here in Ngorongoro. They outnumber lions almost 5 to 1. And they have stamina that lions don't. An adult buffalo is a rare feast for hyenas. They are not big enough to actively hunt such a huge neighbor. But this one is trapped. The hyenas devour the buffalo. Alive. Another living feast sits atop Seal Island in South Africa. A great white shark in her mid-20s prefers fully grown adult seals. But small, inexperienced seals are easier to catch. When they enter the gauntlet to fish, she targets them quickly, and she is relentless. It can be over in seconds. But when she chases a big seal, she misses more often than not. White sharks make killing young seals look easy. But it takes speed and agility to seize an older, larger, and smarter seal, like this one. His first instinct is flight, so he zigzags. This is supposed to make it harder for the great white shark to follow. It doesn't. She's faster than he is. But the seal has one last trick. It's a tactic for emergencies only. A technique known as on the shark. It uses the great white's great size as an advantage. He gets so close to his enemy that she can't distance herself enough to grab him. But if it doesn't work, he will have delivered himself directly into the jaws of death. This fur seal escapes. His pursuer turns away, then disappears into the deep. 8,000 miles north, this polar bear struggles to remain a top predator. She must eat soon, or she will starve. At this point, anything will do. And today, anything means Arctic tern eggs. Despite the bear's great size and strength, the terns fiercely defend their nests. Finally, she manages a few eggs for herself. The eggs don't provide enough fat for her body to store. She needs a food source rich in blubber to keep her alive through the coming winter. 4 weeks of summer have now disappeared. Only 7 remain before darkness and cold return. She's far from her home and familiar territory. To survive, she must seek another source of fat, whatever it takes. From ice to fire. In the cauldron, a lioness suffers alone. It's the lion pride's missing huntress. In 1962, a plague of stable flies struck Ngorongoro's lions. Covered in festering sores, they became too weak to hunt. The population shrank to 10. Today, the lions living in the crater descend from that small group of survivors. But these relatives inherited a disturbing legacy. Their immune systems are weak from decades of inbreeding. Now flies gather on her open sores. She is thin and weak. Her illness could be an ominous sign for all of the crater lions. This could be the start of another outbreak. But this lioness is in more immediate danger. She will not be able to defend herself if discovered by hyenas. Vultures act as guides for the lion's nemesis. Hyenas often use vultures like beacons to find an easy meal. This time, the vultures have revealed the lioness's location to her mortal enemies. At nightfall, an eerie quiet descends over Tanzania's Ngorongoro crater. The whooping of hyenas shatters the silence. They surround the injured lioness. She summons the strength to face them, but the hyenas press their advantage. A skilled predator becomes prey. From a dark night in Africa to a sunny Alaska day in July, the sockeye salmon have finally arrived from the Pacific. Over 30 million fish force their way up Katmai streams and rivers. Each one struggles to reach the exact spot where it was born around 5 years before. To lay their eggs, they battle strong currents, waterfalls, and Alaska's top predator, the bear. Brown bears travel miles to the falls for the salmon feast. This year, the salmon run is especially critical for this older bear. He's not in top form because he hasn't gained enough weight on a diet of grass. The old bear needs a protein boost, fast. A young rival is already at the fishing grounds. This is where rank in brown bear hierarchy matters most. Katmai's most dominant bears are drawn to the falls. A rocky outcrop midway across is one of the best fishing positions on the river. Control of this perch gives its owner a critical advantage. Here, fishing requires virtually no effort. It's possible to pack on pounds and save energy at the same time. Downstream, a mother bear and her cubs approach the river. The cubs need the nourishment provided by the salmon, but this is a dangerous place for them. Aggressive males can injure or even kill them. The swift current separates the mother from her young. The male seizes his opportunity and attacks. He could easily slaughter the cubs if it weren't for their mother. At this moment, she may be the most dangerous bear in Katmai. The adult male outweighs the mother bear by 500 pounds, but he backs away. Fighting her is not worth the energy today, and he'll have other chances. At sea, chance encounters spawn young great whites. It is winter now, and the new sharks are hungry. They are here for one purpose: to fill their stomachs with false bay seals.